God damn it. Why does Konami keep releasing new content while I'm at work? So Pablo wasn't able to cover my shift at work today, so I haven't had the opportunity to sit down and record and take a look at the brand new structure deck, the DDD structure deck that is going to be coming out on the same day as the new mini box, as far as I know when it comes to the news and information. I know I made a video a couple days ago talking about the new DDD structure deck is insane, but as you guys know that I may have heard about this news and information, or you're going to know thanks to this video right here. Yeah, apparently we're still getting a DDD structure deck. I wasn't clickbaiting you guys on that part of it, but the content of that structure deck is finally out. We have all the cards that are going to get reprinted, and we're going to be talking about the new cards that are going to get printed in this brand new DDD structure deck, because there's some really cool pendulum cards that we did not get in the new box, which I also made a video on if you guys haven't took a look at that yet. And yeah, I'm very interested to see what these new cards are going to be, because I've been hearing a lot of mixed opinions on this brand new structure deck. I've been hearing a lot of good news about the structure deck, but also been hearing a lot of bad news about the structure deck. And I honestly think it's just one of those things where we just got to wait and see until we actually get the cards in our hands. And depending on what skills Declan's going to have when he's unlockable in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, or whether or not to see if DDDs are going to be any good or not. But still, if you guys are excited for my review on the brand new DDD structure deck that got leaked today, be sure to leave a like on the video down below and subscribe to the YouTube channel to, stay notified for more content just like this. Because sure, I'm not able to release everything so quickly, but I'm still bringing out the content for you guys. And I really hope you guys enjoyed my opinions and reviews on this stuff, because I've been having an absolute blast talking about all the new DDD stuff, and I've been having a lot of fun with these like skits and whatnot, the intros of my videos. So I hope you guys enjoy. Without further ado, let's go take a look at the brand new structure deck courtesy of duellinksmeta.com, and yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see right here, this got leaked by Yazan right here. I was able to somehow pull it off the Duel Links website database or something like that. I don't know the full technical terms about it, but he was basically able to pull it from the website before they like made that link known to the player base. Like, when you go into the Duel Links notification system and you take a look at the link for the mini box and access the Duel Links website from there, well, Yazan was able to pull this before that link became publicly available. And as you can see right here, we have a bunch of cool stuff right here with the little banner for the DDD Apocalypse structure deck right here. And as you can see right here, we have the entire list of the DDD structure deck right here. And there's a couple cool things in here, like these pendulum cards that we got going here that we'll be taking a look. We got a DD Swirl Slime reprint, which is pretty huge. Again, for some people, they're going to be pretty upset, because I know a lot of people were using their UR Dream ticket for Swirl Slime, which it's kind of rough out here. There's like pros and cons to that. And then we also have Dark Contract with a gate reprinted right here. And then we do have a lot of the popular, DDD extra deck cards that are normally used here. Well, yes and no. There's actually a lot that we're missing here. It's really weird. We have a new Xyz monster, which is cool. So that's awesome to see. Again, we don't have much of the DDD Xyz monster, so that's cool right here. Got a reprint for King Alexander, not the SR guy, unfortunately. We have Oracle King D'Arc. We have Beowulf, and then we have King Caesar Ragnarok. So again, a lot of the ones that are still really powerful in the DDD, deck that's being played today. But again, they're not the UR or SR ones. So the reprint wise, it's kind of like, whatever there. But still, we got some, new cards for these pendulums here, which are pretty cool. And then again, we got Dark Contract with the Gate. Basically, the big reprints here is definitely Swirl Slime and Dark Contract with the Gate. But there is still a couple things missing, like here, like Dark Contract, the Swamp King. This one in the structure deck has the forbidden version of it, the like not so good version of it. Reprints wise too, we also have Night Howl, which is actually pretty good. Pendragon's pretty good, but again, a lot of these cards that are reprinted here, you can still easily get if you just spent your gems onto the box. So I don't know. I'm like mixed opinions on this right here. Again, because again, the DD Swirl Slime reprint's huge, but the problem is you're still gonna need to get into the box with into the Truth Universe box in order to get most of the DDD cards that you need. Let me open up Duel Links real quick so I can reference the cards I'm talking about. So a couple cards that were not reprinted in the structure deck right here is going to be King Genesis, which is an important card for getting into your entire board for your DDDs right here. Because what's really cool about this card right here is the fact that you can utilize this card to then target a DDD monster in your graveyard and special summon it onto the field. So this guy's really cool for going into the DDD combo. So this card's not in the structure deck, so you're gonna have to still dig through the Truth Universe box in order to pull this card right here. We also have Gus King High Alexander, which is another card that's actually really busted for the OTK that's currently used in the current format, because if you have 3 or more DDD monsters on the field, this card gains an additional 30,000 attack. So you want this guy still in the box and whatnot. And again, we do not have Dark Contract with the Swamp King, which is going to be the card you're going to want like 2 of in order to play the deck well. So there's like a couple pros and cons with how this structure deck is laid out right here, because I am actually fine with Swirl Slime being reprinted here, because this is one of the cards you're going to want to go into, because it's going to be your card that's going to consistently help you with fusion summoning. You can use this as a target for your other summons into if you need to, for weird obscure like synchro summoning and Xyz summoning. But the main point of this is just being able to fusion summon into the main fusion monsters for archetype. Saying DDD too much. So I am happy that it is reprinted. And basically the thing is like if you're gonna build DDDs, it's gonna be nice to be able to get the structure deck here, so you get all these cards guaranteed for sure, and get a lot of the core extra deck cards for sure. But unfortunately, you're still going to need to dig into the old Truth Universe box to get more copies of Swirl Slime and more copies of Dark Contract of the Gate and Dark Contract of the Swamp King, and then 1 copy of each. So it's like not the end of the world, because you can still build a very usable DDD deck. If you go through the Truth Universe box once, you go buy the structure deck once, you can have a really good DDD deck from the get-go. But the problem is, people coming back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links now have to go back into the Truth Universe box and spend a lot of money on that box. And on top of that too, I don't know if it's in the leaks and updates here. Yeah, probably not. But yeah, it's in the Ideas of Armageddon box here. So now you got to go through this box too. So you have to go through 2 boxes and a structure deck in order to play DDDs. Oh, it's just something that is just not readily available for everybody here. And there's a lot of pros and cons to this. One, for all the DDD support we are getting here, and really depending on how Declan's skill is going to work, most likely there's going to be multiple versions of DDDs. There's probably going to be the standard DDD build that we've been seeing for a while now. But I could easily see a just new version of it focused on pendulum summoning, especially depending on which skills we get from Declan. That's going to be its own version of DDDs. And maybe we'll be lucky enough to where we don't need to fish into 2 boxes and the structure deck in order to play DDDs properly. Maybe you just have to only go through the mini box and then have to buy the structure deck just one time to build a deck, or something along those lines. So we really don't know yet until we actually get our hands available on these cards. But it's very, very, very bad for people returning it to Duel Links, having to just go to the DDD Apocalypse structure deck to get these really cool pendulum cards, only to have to buy this structure deck multiple times. And it's just a whole mess. It's a whole mess, and it's really it really shoots a lot of players in the foot that invested into Swirl Slime here through your Dream Ticket, because now it's kind of wasted. I do say in all my Dream Ticket videos to always wait, because of situations like this. This is a case in point situation where you want to wait to use your Dream Ticket. You don't want to like automatically get it thinking that everything's going to work out fine when the ticket doesn't expire until at the 2022. But yeah, it's just awkward. But I'm still personally looking forward to this, and I'm really curious to see what will be the build so far, because I think for what I've been seeing for the first impressions on these pendulum cards, I think they are kind of cool. And I'm going to do a full-on deep dive on these cards, because I actually haven't really sat down and took a look at these cards yet. So without further ado, let's go take a look at all these cool cards right here, starting off with DDD Chaos King Apocalypse right here, a dark level 7 scale 4 Fiend Pendulum Effect monster. Pendulum Effect states you could banish 2 DD monsters from your graveyard and special summon this card for your Pendulum Zone. So this guy's cool already for the fact that you're going to be able to utilize this guy as one of your Pen Zone monsters to, go into your DDD Pendulum Summons, into your big boss ones, because is the scale 4. You can just play one of your scale 10 DDD Pendulum cards for the mini box. And then when you're ready to go and you got most of your combos going, and you have an extra room on your field, you can trigger its Pendulum Effect to then banish 2 of your DDD monsters that you most likely use for fusion summoning and whatnot, and summon King Apocalypse on the field as an extra 2700 beat stick. And on top of that too, this guy has an effect where it's monster effect when it's on the field. You can target during your opponent's turn if this card is in your hand or graveyard. So actually, never mind, this is just something completely different. But anyways, it's monster effect states during your opponent's turn, if this card's in your hand or graveyard, you can target 2 face-up spell and trap cards you control. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except fiend type monsters. Also destroy the targeted cards, and if you do special summon this card from your hand with effect. So yeah, this guy is basically just bounce on the field. So you use this guy as a scale 4 to go into your DDD combos, and then you just summon him as a beat stick, or during your opponent's turn, you could pop 2 of your face-up spawn trap cards, whether or not they're pen DDD monsters in your or like pendulum DDD monsters in your spell track red zones, or your dark contract cards. So maybe you went into your combo, into your dark contract cards to like search for things, and then from there you can use Apocalypse to pop those two on your opponent's turn and then summon him onto the field. So there's some cool things you can do with this card. Like, it's a cool card. But again, like I was saying earlier in today's video, I think we're going to probably get two different versions of DDDs, because I think the pendulums are going to play way different than the standard build that we normally get in Duel Links. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But I still think it's a cool card, and it's going to be a good little scale 4/4 pendulum summoning if you're going to go that route with playing DDDs. Next up, we're going to take a look at DD Proud Ogre, a scale 8, level 6 Fiend effect pendulum monster. Its pendulum effect states once per turn you can pay 500 life points and target a DD monster you control. It gains 500 attack even this card leaves the field. Unless you have a DD monster in your other pendulum zone, the scales become 5. Its monster effect states when this is normal summon, you can special summon one face of dark pendulum monster from your extra deck, but have its effects negated. Also, you cannot special summon monster for the rest of the turn except DDD monsters. So I guess he has some cool things going with this guy. I'm not really feeling this guy too much. It's a scale 8, which is pretty awkward for the DDD archetype right here, but it'll still be able to go into most of your DDD monsters, because most of them don't go over the level 8 unless it's one of the extra deck monsters. But I'm not feeling the scale 8. I'm not feeling making go to a scale 5 unless you have a DD monster in your other zone. But at least you can, you know, use this guy for other pendulum summons besides just DDDs, so that's cool too. This guy is honestly going to be more useful, and I was about to say it's going to be more useful in other decks besides DDD, but it still has a restriction at the end of its monster effect. It's just an awkward card. I'm not too big of a fan of this guy, honestly, but it will be able to combo with the leaked skill for DDDs, which I can pull up right here. And a little like leaked skill basically commanded the Doom King, and this will actually work. If you like this skill right here, will actually work well with the Doom Ogre there, so that works out at least. But yeah, I still think it's kind of an awkward card. But as long as you use the skill, Proud Ogre can see some usability with being able to special summon, you know, a Dark Pendulum monster, so that's cool. And the last DDD monster to take a look at is DDD Proud Cavalier. This is a level 5 scale 6 Fiend Pendulum effect monster. Once per turn you can pay 500 life points, then target one face of monster your opponent controls. It loses 500 attack even if this card leaves the field. Unless you have a DD in your other pendulum zone, this card's pendulum scale becomes 5. Okay, so clearly you're going to use Cavalier and the Doom Ogre to go into just level 7 pendulum summons. That's obviously what these two are used for. If you don't, you're going to be out of luck. So there you go. Also, this card states when this card's normal summon, you can add one face of pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. Yeah, I don't like these. I don't like these pendulum cards at all. Its pendulum effects only work if you normal summon. And you got and they are like level 5 and level 6, so it's just kind of awkward. The benefit to them though is the fact that at least they still will see a little bit of play, because I know DDDs have a just whole toolbox of being able to special summon. So you could kind of manipulate your field a little bit by utilizing these guys right here. So like in the middle of your combo of like just fusion summoning and Xyz summoning and whatever you're doing, you'll have like a bunch of just monsters on the field. At least you can use Cavalier and Doom Ogre to kind of like sack one of your monsters off for your normal summon of the turn to then do their searching and whatnot. But problem is it's still only from the extra deck, so it's not really searching from the deck itself. And it's just some really weird recycling. Like, I'm all over the place with my rambles right now, but like it's just awkward. I don't like these cards so far, even though I can kind of see their uses, because at least they can still like kind of control the board a little bit when you're going for your combos, just for the fact that you can like sack off your monsters on the field, like I was saying, and then thin out your like, or not thin out, but like go through your extra deck with some of your pendulum guys. But it's just still awkward. It's just some really awkward pendulum cards. The only one that's kind of usable is King Apocalypse, but I think it's going to be more useful with the other cards in the mini box. I mean, I low-key clickbaited that you know, video where I talked about the structure deck being, you know, thinking it was you know, some of the other cards that were in the mini box. But yeah, it's just weird. It's just a weird yeah, structure deck. I'm not really too sure how I feel about it so far. I mean, yeah, I really don't know how I feel about it. The reprints are weird. The only really good thing out of it is Swirl Slime and just getting these pendulum cards. And again, we're just gonna have to really wait and see what people are gonna come up with in the community, because I ain't gonna come up with anything good with the DDDs right here. Again, I'm still looking forward to DDDs coming into Duel Links, but at the same time, I'm really unsure how this structure deck's gonna fit into the mix of all the other DDD stuff. Like, it's cool that Declan's getting his own structure deck and his own mini box when he releases in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. That's a big thumbs up from me. But with how they're executing it, not making the structure deck perfect, is kind of a shot in the foot, where I feel like they should have not done a structure deck whatsoever. Like, I think it would have been better to the community if they just straight up didn't do a structure deck whatsoever, because since they announced that they were doing a structure deck, everybody was expecting them to just release just banger after banger of reprints, when that's just not possible, and Konami still has to make a profit. So I think they should have just skipped the structure deck altogether and just released the mini box and called it good, if I'm being honest right there. But still, getting some of these new pendulum cards are cool. Getting that reprint First World Slime and Dark contract is cool, but for the average player, it's not going to be beneficial for them. So I'm going to give this a structure deck on wah, but we still got to wait and see what we're going to be getting when they all come out, because who knows? We haven't playtested any of these cards yet, so who knows if they're going to be good or not. But that's my ramble review on the brand new structure deck and all my first impressions on that. I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. If you guys did, smash the like button on the video down below and subscribe. I cannot talk, to this channel for more content. I am just caffeinated up right now, so that's why I was hyperactive, and I need to stop talking and end this video so I can edit and go to sleep and go back to work tomorrow, because I am having a horrible time with work. Later, guys.